Tom Brady can get that owner to buy water in the middle of the ocean.
Yes,
you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying? How Carlin's gonna get $12.5 million?
That man can't like tackle. He can't tackle. He can't cover. He don't jump. He just run up and down the field looking ridiculous.
It's functional. It's a 3-ring, so they might as well put on red noses and be clowns back there. So that's a new mascot, the Washington Clowns.
Welcome to Spikes and Heels, everybody. We're not wasting no time. Gwen, what's the hot topic for today?
Washington football team defense.
It's like, where do you begin? I was watching that game yesterday. I was so angry at how the secondary in particular was playing. I said, Sabrina, they're not paying you anything. They're not paying you anything. Why are you this upset? I was physically like, I wanted to strangle them. They didn't give up, put forth hardly no effort, especially on that Hail Mary pass.
Lord have mercy. That's the oldest trick in the book. All you have to do is jump up when the opposing team players jump up. 2 of them was facing the wrong way in the end zone. They couldn't jump up because their backs were to the ball. You practice that every week in practice.
Basic.
No effort, no energy, no desire to do anything.
Yep.
They make you want to go take all their salaries away. This is where I believe they should get paid by performance.
Get paid by performance? Okay, is that what you said? Get paid by performance?
I do.
Okay.
How Carlin's gonna get $12.5 million?
That man can't tackle. He can't tackle. He can't cover. He don't jump. He just run up and down the field looking ridiculous. Who was he even covering?
Man, they be running past him like he walking backwards. It's ridiculous. And then you got him, Brini. Something our uncle said. I think he's still injured. I pray to God they don't have him in no multi-year contract. He needs to be up out of here ASAP.
Sit him down.
I would put him on the injured reserve list and you guys will do without him because he's not productive. You wasting the whole space. Let somebody come from another team or get somebody off the practice wall. I mean, come on, it got to be somebody better than that. He ain't got nobody better than this dude. Nobody.
My thing is this, as I said about Hopkins last week, even though he did better yesterday, but nobody can do worse than what Landon Collins is doing. Bring somebody up, anybody.
I'm ready. They got my old Champ Bailey jersey, and it's go forward. I can do better than Collins. And because he's not a good leader or good veteran, them young boys not learning behind. How come none of them jumped up?
Because that's exactly what I was going to say. Isn't he the eldest member of that secondary? Then they're following his lead. He's supposed to be shooting them. What you say? The key? What Bobby say? The Keystone Cops? Just ridiculous.
Man, look worse than the Keystone. They look like 3-ring circus back there. They not doing nothing. And then I had my little rant last week about you should have kept Josh and all that. A couple of people didn't agree with the Josh point, but everything else they were like, but what's worse than Josh? Anything better than them, Sabrina? That's all I'm saying. Like, you haven't acquired anybody in the past 3 years better than Josh. So you're going to keep the better of it's like picking the best out of the worst.
Right.
He was the best out of the worst. We haven't improved on it. You let him go. He knew a little something. I bet you he would have jumped up for that Hail Mary. I tell you that. I bet you Darby would have jumped up for that Hail Mary.
Well, Moreland, anybody. All the people they got rid of. Now, the line stepped up yesterday. They played better initially, especially in the first half. They played better. But then Heinicke, our boy, fell apart yesterday, overthrowing people, throwing picks at inopportune times. I blame yesterday on Heinicke, which is my boy. I ain't giving up on him. He's still my boy. And I blame it on the secondary. Yes, ma'am.
No, I ain't going to say secondary. I'm going to say Collins. I'm going to pop. I remember his nickname with me was Six Pack. I'm about to pop all 6 of them tops. He got to do better than that.
Yeah,
he got to. You've been given an opportunity. Undrafted, starting in the NFL, you got to do better than that. And I know what he's doing, Sabrina. He's trying to do too much. because he think he got to prove himself. Relax, dude, and do the minimum that you know. Every quarterback, if you've been playing AAU and high school and collegiate, you got some skill sets, something. Do the minimum would be better than what you're doing now, six pack. Chill out. So this is why I'm wearing my dead man's Redskin jersey, shirt today. Stick a fork in, Joe. We done. These next coming weeks, if they can't get it together on the Saints and the Falcons, and they ain't gonna get it together. We done. Who next week? Kansas City. Watch this.
And then
watch this.
After that, I think it's Green Bay. It's not gonna get no easier, and you can't beat the Saints.
Whole catastrophe. And let's take the hot topic into our next two topics. Then you got the trainer living out his New Jack City dreams. You only supposed to be writing prescriptions for the Washington football team. He get busted by the feds because he writing opioid prescriptions for, man.
Like the phrase that you mentioned earlier is what it is. It's a 3-ring circus. It's a 3-ring circus. You got drug busting, secondary falling apart, people throwing in the second. I'm done.
Injuries. I'm like, come on, Sabrina. Jeez, man.
We got two linemen, offensive linemen out now. We got Sheriff and Cosme out. I don't know how long Cosme's going to be out. Then you got about the 3/4 of the wide receiving core is injured. He can't throw the McLaurin on every play. Where's my boy Reyes at? Let's talk about that.
Say, what's wrong with Simons? If Logan hurt, where's Simons? Because that dude they put in for Logan was a squash. Simons couldn't do no worse. Let me calm down and not be so loud. Why are they afraid? You gotta start over sometimes, Sabrina. Yep. This is one of the Washington football team's problems. They stick with veterans too long. Mm-hmm. Remember when we brought up this topic, and I'm about to jump real quick, but we're gonna jump back. Mm-hmm. Changing of the guards. Mm-hmm. It's time. If you look at who's winning and who's not, these young quarterbacks are making their presence known.
Right.
People like Aaron, Roethlisberger, Wilson. It's time for them to start going this way. It's time for them to start putting it, get your house in order.
Right.
And start coming up with other things. And then who leading the NFL? Tyler. All these dudes is young bucks. Then you have Josh. Then you have who was first? My homeboy.
Yeah, even though he struggled last night, but anyway.
But still, when do the Washington football team set aside? I get it. See, Dan Snyder is a fan. This is why he holds on to these veterans too long, because he like them. They did it there. Man, if you don't sit them old dudes down and get these young boys up and moving, experience is going to get you attitude, confidence, and experience is going to get you ahead in NFL. And if you got these dudes sitting out when these veterans ain't doing no better, put them in and let them get some experience so we can get up out of here next year, because 21-22 season is a scratch it on out. It's done. We done. Stick a fork in, Joe. We are done.
So my father calls me and is like, Sabrina, we struggling, and you know who was rolling. We ain't even gonna say.
Oh my God.
We ain't even gonna say. I done got a couple calls today, Sabrina. Everywhere I went, I saw the stars. I said, here we go. Here we go.
What I'm gonna do next week, I'm gonna record with how the calls that I get. I'm just gonna play it and let you hear it and put it up to the audio. It's ridiculous. One of them Bammers left me, your limit on your thing is like 2 minutes to leave a voicemail. Mm-hmm. She had a nerve to hang up, it kicked out, called back.
It continued.
Kicked out again, called back. And I'm thinking, nothing you have to say to me is 6 minutes long.
No, ma'am. Yeah, it's gonna get a little dicey.
I'm gonna have to get me some Nisport and some bandages, some ace bandages, because I'm gonna have to lick my wound. I'm gonna get spanked this year. It's no way we can't compete as long as his defense is like it is. It's functional. It's a 3-ring, so they might as well put on red noses and be clowns back there. So that's a new mascot, the Washington Clowns. That's the new mascot. Sabrina, I don't have enough words for the ridiculous. Didn't none of them jump up. We lost that game for 2 plays. The Hail Mary And when Heinicke overthrown McLaren. 2 plays.
And well, three. Heinicke throwing an interception in the red zone.
That's right. There you go.
I mean, come on. So anyway,
gotta move on. But Jesus. This is what they need to do too, Sabrina. This is another thing. I don't know about the other stadiums with teams y'all patronize, but it's the minimum of $50 to park at the stadium. Some parking spots is $80, right? Then it's $20 to get some nuggets and some fries. If you stop going, he'll do something about that team. As long as it's not making money, he ain't gonna fix nothing. He gonna keep doing what he want to do. We should stop patronizing them. Watch them on TV because they got paid for their TV money all the way. Mm-hmm. But stop going to them games and patronizing this. It's a sideshow. Let the opposing team people pay him. They have for the stadium be filled up with them anyway.
So I had a friend, and actually she sent me a picture. Here's a picture of Selena and her sister and her mother went to the game.
What I'm saying? And I like Selena.
It was half filled with Saints fans.
I like Selena. See, I call her Selena. I like Selena's a lot. Hi, Selena. But come on now. She should have took somebody else through. The dog and the mailman should have went. Let them pay. Let them take their money. Stop patronizing him. If we've been going through this for 30 years, 20 with him, I'm done, Sabrina. I'm done.
I follow one of the reporters for our team on Instagram, and he was showing how in Atlanta, he was like, man, these prices in the Falcon Stadium are great. It was like $4 for a drink or $3 or $4 for a hot dog. Our stadium is 3 times that, if not 4 times. Yep.
4.
And for a losing product like this, yeah.
For 20 years.
More.
20 years. Mm-hmm. So let's go from a bad owner to an irresponsible coach. Urban Meyer is the next topic.
Okay.
So he's the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was very successful as a collegiate coach.
Very.
He went to the national championship with 2 different schools, Florida and Ohio State. So now he's the NFL coach of the Jaguars. Let me just start right here.
Who have lost 20 straight games.
And they're now 0-5 this year. Mm-hmm. They're the AFC representative of the winless team. Mm-hmm. So let's go. So they go to Ohio to play the Browns. They lose. What happens is you get on the plane, you fly back. The coach is supposed to start working on the tape, dissecting what improvement needs to be done. This Bama stay behind to attend a party at the restaurant.
Now, what I've learned is his bar. It's his bar that
that's his place.
He was living it up at his own bar. Anyway.
And it was Trevor's birthday. I'm not Trevor, I'm sorry. Yeah, Trevor's birthday. That's what I heard. It was Lon's birthday celebration or something. So he stays behind, supposedly to visit his family and spend some time. So go look up online. But he has a few candid photos of him and some females, not his wife. So now it's I'm sorry. Let me holler at you, dude. You were sorry when you first came to the NFL because you've been playing us like suckers. First, you want to get your homeboy on the team where he's not qualified to play tight end. I understand y'all friends, but he shouldn't have been given that opportunity. Now your team is still winless, right? You can't lose the respect of those dudes and let you keep coming for them. They're not going to play for you. You let somebody get on the team that's not even qualified to have a second chance in that position. Hey, he let him try out for quarterback. I don't think none of us would have had nothing to say. We would have been like, oh, too bad Colin didn't get a chance, or he's been out of the league too long. But it wouldn't have been a backlash that he received had he allowed that dude, Tebow, to play as a quarterback. No, you put him as a tight end, become the laughing stock of the NFL. You let him go after the first preseason game. Right choice. Now you did that right. But I believe the players in that locker room is losing faith in you. You got to have
I don't think they've lost it. I think they're not losing. They have lost.
They never got it. You got to earn. It's not college. It's not Ohio State or Florida. When those players need you for them to get into the NFL, they have arrived. They're here. Yeah. Only one coach in the NFL runs his team, and we all know who that is. Belichick.
Yeah.
Everybody else got 52 players that needs to perform for the coach. So you just doing all kinds of stuff. Then you don't get on the plane with them. Then they catch you in this uncompromised position. Then you go and apologize to them. I heard one reporter report that once he apologized to the players and left the room, when the door closed, you can hear those players laughing down the hall.
Wow.
I respect this dude.
And his whole motto when he first got here was no excuses. Let's do the right thing. Let's be the best we can be. And he's the ringleader of excuses now. He's excusing left and right, being a distraction. So he's gonna have to turn it around quick or his behind ain't gonna make it. I never would have thought that he would do this badly. Of course, there is an adjustment period and he has to get used to the NFL. I didn't think he would be this bad. I didn't think it would be this bad for him. At least win one or two.
I looked at their schedule. They might be winless.
Ooh, you know what I'm so glad about? That they don't play us, because Lord knows they'll find a way to beat us. I'm so glad.
And I thought it'd be nice if they was playing the Lions, so one of them would come out of that. The
Right.
Lions be losing by one bad call, one field goal. They right there. They just can't, but the Jaguars are not playing. They're not gelling. And those players not going to play for you when you out living your footloose dreams and what's a stripper movie and getting lap dances from girls at the bar. No, dude, you should have had your winless tail on that plane with your players, supporting them and pumping them up to get them to play for your sorry tail. So this is not Ohio State. This is the NFL. Get it together.
And you mentioned the Lions coach and how they just keep losing by these smallest margins. So they showed the Lions coach yesterday after their 5th loss, and that man was up there crying. He was like, I feel so bad. They work so hard. That's how you should be. Not that you have to shed tears, but show your players like, I believe in you. I see you working hard. I want you to win. You're trying so hard. Not you let the team go on after you done lost, and then you back here doing whatever the heck you doing. Two totally different perspectives. I respect the Lions way more than what Urban Meyer is doing.
Like I said, we're not here to judge people, but you are a coach where much is given, much is required. Your butt should have been. For those who don't, go look up the story of David and Bathsheba. This is what brings to mind. This is the last thing I'm going to say. The King David, 2 Samuel, start at 10. Chapter 10, King David was supposed to be in the field at battle at war. He let his warriors in his army go ahead of him. He stayed behind and not doing nothing, walking on the roof and looking down and see a beautiful lady named Bathsheba who was married to one of his colonels or captains or whatever you want to say.
Right.
And then read the rest. It's her. That's what he out of line. Your butt should have been on that plane in the trenches with your men, with your team, but you stay behind walking around in your restaurant. No. David and Bathsheba, one of my favorite stories, because I don't do soap operas or the reality shows, but if you want to get some good page turning Bible reading, that's one of my favorite stories. He is restored in the end, but trust me, being out of line and not being where you're supposed to be can get you in a world of trouble, and that's just what happened with Maya.
All right, now you preaching today.
This shirt can be worn on most of my topics today about all my picks and people. Because now my boy Russell done crooked his finger up so bad, he had to have surgery, and he out for half the season. Ain't no way the Seahawks winning nothing.
Not going to no Super Bowl like you picked. Nah, man. No, I didn't think they was going even with Russell this year. So without him, as how you say, cancel Christmas. They ain't doing nothing.
Stick a fork in, Joe.
Yeah,
they's done. This is gonna be a scratch hit for the Washington football team, Pittsburgh Steelers, Seattle Seahawks, Houston Texans. We gotta talk about that too.
Yeah,
it's just all these quarterbacks going down by the head. Like Uncle Bobby said before the season started, who would have thought that not playing a preseason would have resulted into all these injuries? Bobby, what you think?
It's different now. I think with the lack of playing time in preseason, there's going to be a lot of injuries. Just look at the injury ticker tape that's going to start the first 3-4 games. There's going to be a lot of injuries.
It's too many to even keep up with or count.
Mm-hmm.
So the trick is keep your quarterback and your line healthy, and you're going to be in the playoffs.
So we're going to end Russell on a positive note. Gwen told me like 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, and we never got to talk about it, that Russell is the fastest quarterback to reach 100 wins. So he was doing some good stuff. He was doing something right. He just got his finger crooked up.
Next, he could TikTok his life away now. I don't even care. You have to hear nothing out of me. So since we're talking about Russell's injury, let's go into the other notable injury.
Oh, gosh. So we got poor New York Giants. They were already struggling. Then they got Saquon and Mac Jones for, I don't know, some undetermined amount of time right now. But how your star quarterback and running back go out in the same quarter?
Same game.
So they done. Washington done. It's going to come down between the Eagles and them people. And anyway, we ain't going to go there. But yes,
somebody else got Juju out.
Say it again.
Juju out for an undetermined amount of time, right? Juju out for the season, right?
His shoulder. So yeah, if the Steelers had any chance, now they falling apart. The people that you would have thought was going to do good this year is like it's turning on us, and it's all due to injuries, like Bobby was saying.
So wait a minute, let's just do this. Them Cowboys, them things ain't going down like that. The Eagles not going down like that. Maybe we need their trainers. Maybe they need to get them whole milk instead of 2% milk. Like, what's going on? The dude stepped on Saquon's foot and he went all the way left. When they took that shoe out, he had a cantaloupe in his sock.
Okay, but that's one of them.
All these injuries.
That's not a training thing. That's one of those fluky things. He just stepped on them.
Sabrina, the bones is weak. They need to be taking some vitamins, some whole milk, something. Russell Holt, one hit, his finger crooked up going that way.
Your finger will crook up too. Your finger will crook up too.
Sabrina, the bones is weak. Mean Joe Green, Too Tall Jones, Dave Butts, all them players, they could take it licking and keep on ticking. What's up with them, Sabrina? They need some whole milk in their diet. Stop this almond and soy mess and get back to the basics. Men can have milk. Good night. What's going on? Jesus. Now, they going down like dominoes. Some dominoes just boom, 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 boom. Them things ain't got no injuries like that. Then they revving up. They ain't slowing down. Why can't we rent out their trainer? What are he doing? Put a camera in their locker room like people be doing. Let's do a better check on them. It's Spygate.
Something. Oh my goodness. I don't know what they doing.
You know what I'm saying? This is a real rant in the middle of it. I can't take it between the injuries and the defense not playing. This is terrible. I'm sick. I'm grieving. Next week we're gonna be out. What they used to wear when somebody was grieving about the burlap.
You got some sackcloth and ashes.
Yeah, sackcloth and ashes. You got some sackcloth, and we're gonna find some. Put one of them Catholic crosses on the forehead. Girl, no. So we got some good news. It ain't good for me, but it's good news for one. So Richard Sherman, the player I said we should go after, but everybody was like, no, don't. He better than what we got now.
Right.
Was picked up by you know who. Tom Brady can get that owner to buy water in the middle of the ocean.
Yes, he
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying? Good. Not I'm right. So Sherman actually played last week. We got to mention this, y'all. But Sherman was picked up last week by the Bucs. So he actually played last week. And he did all right. He didn't do nothing, but he held his own.
Right. He didn't look ridiculous. And then Josh Gordon got picked up by the Chiefs. And the Bucs and the Chiefs are two Super Bowl contending teams, even though the Chiefs are struggling, man. But anyway, Josh Gordon is back. We're going to see if he can behave himself, see if he can keep away from what he's supposed to keep away from, keep away from them performance enhancings and other situations. So we're going to watch Josh and Richard, see how they do.
But we had an opportunity because this is what I'm talking about. One more defense question. Go back to I can't just stop right here. I got to say this, Sabrina. Gilmore, the Patriots let a 4-time Pro Bowl to go. I don't even think we made a call for him. Because it wasn't performance, Sabrina. They was willing to let him go for free. And then when they was like, oh, you're gonna let him go for free, then the Panthers was smart enough to call and go, don't let him go for free. Y'all can have our 6th round pick. I almost hit the floor. Who don't give up a 6th round pick for a 4-time Pro Bowler? I would have gave them a 3rd round pick for him.
Yeah, the Panthers picked him up so quick, we didn't even have time to blink.
Sabrina, I bet you we would have he was out there for a couple of hours, Sabrina.
Mhm.
Then they only offered a 6th round pick for this dude. Are you crazy? I would have gave a 3rd round pick.
And then the Cowboys let one of their linebackers go. Jalen Smith, is that his name? Yeah, one of their linebackers.
I'm mad about them, girl. But they got that Van Boy and somebody else. So
Right.
they kind of, all right, we could have used him. Like it's like they I'm not delusional. They not living in reality. This defense sucks with a capital S. And you don't even go and acquire the pieces that we need to make us better. Uncle Bobby had a point in our wash, and you're gonna agree with me on this one, like him. They don't figure Chase after Chase only got one move, that spin.
Yeah.
Now, if you had another move to add to your repertoire, you maybe could fool a couple people. They spinning his hind parts, flying behind the quarterback, trying to get a sack.
And the thing is, he is super talented. He can adjust and figure it out real quick. But you're right, that's his main move. And every time you see him, he's on the outside behind the quarterback instead of coming at him.
Because when he do a spin, they give him a twirl. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want to spin, brother? Let me twirl your AZZ behind this quarterback. You need to learn another move, homie.
Oh, goodness.
Good night. I mean, you can't stop. It's 1,000 things you can say. And every time my mind take a break and I go, Gwen, get on another topic, I remember something else. He got one move. They learned that one move.
Now, our boy did have a good game yesterday. He got the little strip sack or whatever.
And the strip fumble.
Right. So he's trying.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do more. I need some. He's supposed to be getting a sack a game. He's supposed to be getting a sack every 2 games, something. No, Jack.
So before we go to our week 6 picks, we're going to quickly visit how we did on our week 5 picks. Gwen did kind of good. She's cleaning up this week. I did some little crazy stuff like I did last time, but we're going to see. So we talked about the Rams and the Seahawks a little bit. The Rams won that game, especially after Russell went down and Geno Smith came in.
And I picked the Seahawks, but I won't be picking them for the duration of the season.
Yeah, and I picked
unless they playing us, which they are.
Yeah, and I picked the Seahawks under duress, but it could have went either way. We picked the Eagles to win, and they did, which we didn't want, but they did. We picked Washington to beat the Saints. We know how that went. The Packers and the Bengals, that was a really, really, really good game. Gwen picked the Packers. I picked the Bengals. It went to overtime, and the Packers won. So Gwen again.
After that dude missed 3 kicks in the game, he got it right in overtime. But he, unlike our team, where we keep all the lousy players, he knew his job was on the line. Once we got past Tuesday with Hopkins, Sabrina was like, get rid of him. I said, Sabrina, if we don't hear nothing by Tuesday, they keeping him. We ain't hear nothing.
And here he is. But he did all right, but I still don't trust him. You know what I'm saying?
I don't trust him when the rubber meets the road. We're gonna need him.
Yeah, which is why we had like 4th and 10 or something yesterday, and we had to go for it because they don't trust his foot, which is sad. They can't trust the man to do the job that they're paying him to do. I ain't never heard that in my life. Okay, the Browns and the Chargers was a great game. I didn't get to see it. I don't know if it was televised in our area or not, but I saw all the highlights of it, and that was a good game. I hope they re-show it. Gwen picked the Browns. I picked the Chargers. The Chargers won by like 4 or 5 points, something like that. Good game. I want to see that one. Giants and the Cowboys, we talked about that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. Okay, the 49ers and the Cardinals, we both picked the Cardinals. They are the only undefeated team remaining, the Arizona Cardinals, 5-0. I cannot believe this.
MVP of the year, Kyler Murray.
You calling it now?
I called it 4 shows ago, Sabrina.
Yeah, you're all right.
He is in the running. 5-0 with those Cardinals, and they took down the Rams. No, he's MVP material. It ain't who got the best record. It's the most. Remember, MVP is what team would be in the most trouble without that one valuable player.
Good point.
And that's Kyler with the Cardinals.
All right. And then the last game was the Bills and the Chiefs, which was a surprising game for me. Not that the Chiefs lost, but how badly they lost. The Bills won. Gwen got that one right, too. Gwen cleaned up this week, y'all.
I'm telling you, because that Bills defense is unstoppable. And I told you, my homeboy wasn't going to get no 42 points on that Bills defense. Not happening.
And he looked real off last night. I was like, is that Patrick Mahomes or somebody else? I was looking, trying to figure it out. He was
He's
off.
still concussed from last year. When they hit him in that game and bent him up like a press, man, I could never forget that. That dude woke up like he got up staggering like he had a cave. But that's not funny, but still.
And now we're going to go into our week 6 picks. Our first game for today is the Buccaneers at Philadelphia Eagles in Philly.
Pack Bucks.
I agree.
Next up, Beanie.
We have the Chargers versus the Ravens in Baltimore. That's
Ooh.
a big one. That's a big one.
Lamar does well at home, but them Chargers look good, Beanie.
They do, but for some
And you
reason,
got to give him a loss because he's not going to go 15-1.
I'm picking the Ravens. You gonna pick your boy or not? You counted me down last week. I'm gonna count you down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Chargers.
Oh, she picked against her boy. I'm shocked. Okay.
I'm sorry. I couldn't say it. I hope I'm wrong. I'm delighted if I'm wrong.
Okay. The next game is the Rams versus the Giants in New York or New Jersey, but
Rams.
the Rams, absolutely the Rams. Okay. The next game is the Chiefs versus Washington in Washington. Help me, God.
Chiefs.
What do we-
Don't even waste another second. They not gonna do nothing. Chiefs.
I'm just going to point because I don't want to say it. But yeah, that. Oh. All right. Next, we have the Cardinals versus the Browns, which is going to be epic.
Ooh.
Undefeated Cardinals versus the Browns
Where they going?
in Cleveland. And Cleveland played a superb game against the Chargers.
This is when I looked at the Cardinals schedule and I said, what teams can knock them out? And this is the game that I say they could get knocked out. But I'm not sure they're going to get knocked out. Mayfield don't look, he missing something. Odell and him not gelling. I don't even think I heard Odell name the last game. Is he out? What? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
I'm going to have to go with the Cardinals.
Mm.
But I did pick this game as the potential game to knock them out. But the AFC teams play the NFC teams hard.
Mm-hmm.
So they beat all the NFC. See, I get that. But they, yeah, I'm going to stick with I'm Chargers.
Who?
Chargers.
You mean
Cardinals. I'm sorry. Cardinals.
Okay. I'm going to say the Cardinals by the slimmest of margins, the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Our next game is the Seahawks versus the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
Steelers.
I'm going to say the Steelers because Russell is out. Yes.
Been out too, out of his mind, still playing. And shoot. And Juju. Wait a minute, we got Juju out, but Juju wasn't even making no catch. He's like, that fool do more dancing on them TikToks before the game than he do catching the ball during the game. Maybe if he would have saved some of that injury in the G, he wouldn't have his injury.
All right, next, Cowboys versus the Patriots up in New England. Okay, so I see where she's pointing. Yes.
Join me, my sister. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Mac Jones. That man, no.
I'm picking the Patriots.
With Zeke and that other thing.
I'm picking the Patriots.
They getting 10 yards per carry. They don't figure it out, Sabrina. Zeke and Pollard together.
I'm figuring
it out. Me, this is against my religion. But at the same time, I promise to keep it real. Because like Sabrina, I don't want her to monkey stop me in these games. So
in the Patriots for the upset.
All right. You know what? Scratch that. I'm gonna go with you. If you can take an L, I can take an L. Let's do this, baby. Patriots.
Thank you. Okay. And our last game, we saved this special game for last, the Dolphins versus the Jaguars. And I believe because of the starting time at 9:30 a.m., it might be in London.
It's definitely in London.
Okay. So are the Jaguars going to get their first win?
If they ever going to get it, it better be here. Because I looked at their schedule and it's going to be tight. So this is the one time I said, I'm not picking nobody. but I'm gonna tell you, this is the one opportunity the Jaguars can win. So I gotta go with the Jaguars.
Okay.
With this one.
I'm
Because Miami is done without Tua.
I'm gonna pick the Dolphins.
Okay, good. And speaking of the Dolphins, this a huge jump to the topic, but they still haven't decided what they were going to do with Deshaun in Houston, because the trade deadline coming up November the 2nd. They have to do something with him. Now, Miami was very interested in him, but the Texans want everything but the kitchen sink for him. Ain't no team gonna give up first round and second round for Deshaun. No. Yeah. So what you think gonna happen, Bane?
I don't know. And the Panthers are showing interest in him now as well. So he could end up in a couple of places, but I just
the Panthers, the Carolina would be a better fit for him.
I think
Miami.
I can see him in Carolina for sure.
That's the story right there. Is he gonna go to Miami or Carolina? Carolina would be a way better fit for. Now I can see that. I could see him in the helmet and all that already. That's where he going. I can see that. But them he got now out of he got 18 charges left now.
Oh, it's not 22 anymore.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Sabrina, this thing kind of lopsided. That's all I'm gonna say. I think once they do the investigation, they really say, "Well, we can't do anything because of the circumstances."
And if I go ahead, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go.
If I was him, and I don't know whether he did or didn't do anything, but let's say he didn't. That would be the worst feeling, man, to be accused of all of this. And then they probably sign all these NDAs and all this. So he may not ever be able to talk about it. I hope he can one day give his side of the story. I hope, because I know this has got to be hard, man.
Again,
if he
my previous rant, I don't know if he did or he didn't, but you kind of put yourself in this position using 40 different people. I just don't get that part. And these women know that these men get naked. So if he took his underwear off, you got to massage their glutes and stuff. You touch somebody in the right way, anybody gonna be familiar. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it real. Kind of put yourself. Yeah, he should have the right to use whoever he wants. But if
it's still strange.
And it's a little. It makes room for the narrative from that side.
Right.
If you just keep it to a few people in your inner circle, the narrative would be, because just as many people that did a case, put a case on him, he had just as many people, and then some that said they worked for him multiple times and they had no problem.
Right.
So it's up in the air.
So we're gonna see where he lands.
We'll see where he lands on 2 feet somewhere, but I see him in Carolina. I can see that. That's a good one. So before we leave you, we just wanted to give you an update on our 30-30-30 challenge for the month of October.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, look a couple videos back and you'll find the 30-30-30 details.
I'm doing phenomenal, I must say. I'm down 4 pounds already. I am spending more than 30 minutes reading.
Okay.
And my walks have been inspirational. But I have to be honest, I invested in a treadmill. Our boy wants to land over there on the floor. My little maintenance guy come to put it together. Because between the dogs and the bugs, man, you would thought I was a smorgasbord. So
you'll be getting to the time of year where the bugs are gone, right?
Yeah, Sabrina, you need to come around here and tell them about this, because they out every time I walk. But getting back to the subject at hand, I really have been. Thank you for the encouragement. Nobody commented in the video, but they all text me separately and said, I'm in it with you. But yeah, I'm down 4 pounds. So that was good. Because remember, I started because I plateaued. So that was great. I just got to keep this up.
So if you look back at the 30-30-30 video that we did, it's a short one. You'll notice I never said anything. You will notice I never said, I'm joining in. I ain't said nothing. Why? Because I'm usually pretty honest with myself. Like usually I'm not going to lie to myself or other people like, oh yeah, girl, I'm with you. Knowing full well my mind ain't in it. My heart ain't in it. I ain't doing it. But I have noticed.
I got a partner in crime that live with Beanie. My partner.
But I will say that my daughter heard about the 30-30-30 and she's like, I want to exercise every day. And so my daughter actually got us going. And I've been doing my smoothies in the morning for breakfast. And it's actually, I don't know how many pounds or inches I've lost, if any. but I can see it a little bit of a difference. I'm like, my shirt's not as tight right there.
Mhm. This a large. I ain't been in a large nothing
You
for
see?
almost 30 years. So I'm
it's
feeling
small
good.
changes, yeah, like little small changes. I did not plan to participate. I'm being very honest, but
She
I'm
didn't.
participating, and I'm like, okay, this is doing a little something. So I'm not, on no leaves and twigs, but I'm cutting back here and there and walking in a little bit. So we'll see.
I ain't never gonna be on no leaves and twigs. That's out. You crazy. And one thing I can't give up is the chicken. So
Chicken.
between that,
For
man,
me, it's rice.
I would eat the cluck if I could catch it.
See what I'm saying? That's what my husband says. He says, Sabrina, you eat chicken all the time. Chicken, chicken, chicken.
Man, not like that chicken. Fricassee, how Bubba said in Forrest Gump, sauteed chicken, fried chicken, boiled chicken, baked chicken, fricassee chicken, chicken gumbo, chicken salad,
chicken
kebabs.
Chicken and fish.
Thank you, everyone. But I thank you, everyone. And remember, ladies, stay encouraged, because even if you know, so the only way yourself, this is the advice I got from a personal trainer that I had. I ain't got them now because I can't afford it right now. Only weigh yourself once a week and weigh yourself on the same scale. Scales are different. You can't go over your mama's house, get on her scale, and go back and get on your scale. Weigh yourself on the same scale, weigh yourself once a week. But also remember, fat and muscle weigh the same. And you will notice it's the fit in your clothes. So even if you only see 1 pound, but you in a size down. So if you're building muscle, they weigh the same. So watch the fit of your clothes. Look how your clothes fit you differently.
Yeah. So take 30
That's my tip for the week.
Yes. So take 30 minutes to exercise. Take 30 minutes to read and pray, for the month of October each day. And then let's see where we at the end. And before we go, we want to take one more opportunity to announce the winners of the contest that we had. We have not been contacted by these individuals. And so I'm going to announce them again. Okay, 3A Gibbs won 3rd place, which was what, Gwen?
A Spikes and Heels t-shirt.
Okay, and then Brittany McDonald won 2nd
25.
place.
I'm sorry, and she won a $25 gift certificate.
Mm-hmm. And then the big winner was Lala Nicole, and she won
Game Pass for 1 year.
So if you're one of those 3 individuals, contact us by putting a comment down in the comments here, or most importantly, really reach out to us via Instagram. Our Instagram page is Spikes and Heels, and send us a direct message with like your email or your phone number or something. We can contact you so that we can get you your prize.
So we reached the end of another episode. Hope you enjoyed us. Sorry about the rants, but just how we feeling inside. Stay blessed, stay safe, subscribe. Bye.